Have you ever wondered how Novak Djokovic was able to beat one of the greatest grass court players of all time? In 2015, Novak Djokovic and Roger Federer faced each other to decide the men's Wimbledon singles champion. Before the match started, many people put Roger Federer as the favorite. They saw his performance during his semifinal match against Andy Murray and considered he had the upper hand for the finals. In spite of that, Novak ended up winning 7-6, 6-7, 6-4, 6-3. So, what did Novak Djokovic do to win? Which tactics did he use? My name is Jorge, and in this series of videos, I'll analyze this match to answer these questions for you. The first thing we need to be clear about is that this match was very close. Overall, Novak won 148 points to 138 points won by Federer. Djokovic had 66% of first serves in, while Federer had 67%, and they both won 74% of the points played with the first serve. Having said that, let's talk about the aspects I believe made Novak win this match. The first aspect is Novak's return of serve. Djokovic is considered as one of the best returners of the game, and for good reasons. Consider this. In this match, 141 points were played with Federer's serve. If we remove all the double faults, that number decreases to 138. In these 138 points, Novak hit 32 big returns. In other words, in 23% of the points played with Federer's serve, Novak got the upper hand from the start of the point. This number might seem small, but when you do this exact calculation for Federer, you only get 10%, which is less than half of what Novak was able to achieve. The second aspect that helped Novak win this match was attacking Federer's forehand. In fact, if my numbers are correct, Roger made 18 unforced errors on his forehand side. But being more specific, what really made a lot of damage was forcing Roger to hit running forehands. By using this tactic, Novak got the upper hand on 17 points, which might not seem like a lot, but if you take all the points that Novak won and remove the double faults, the missed returns of serve, the weak returns of serve, and the unforced errors from Roger, you get 44 points. This means that by only using this tactic, Novak got the upper hand on 39% of the baseline points he won. What I found very interesting and important to share is how Novak created a situation that allowed him to force Roger to hit running forehands. You see, in most cases, he achieved this by engaging in crosscourt exchanges with his backhand. His goal was to target Roger's backhand by hitting crosscourt backhands or inside-out forehands. This put Federer in a tough position, and in an attempt of getting out of that situation, he tried to hit backhands down the line. The problem is that hitting backhands down the line, when you have a one-handed backhand and your opponent is constantly hitting flat crosscourt backhands or inside-out forehands with a lot of topspin, is very hard. So, whenever Roger tried to hit this shot, he either missed or his shot landed near the middle of the baseline, allowing Novak to hit crosscourt forehands that forced Federer to run to his forehand side. After evaluating this match as a big picture, these two tactics, along with a very good use of his serve, were the three main aspects I believe made the difference for Novak. However, since I wanted a more in-depth analysis, I decided to take a close look at 5 key moments of the match. The first set tiebreak, the second set tiebreak, the game in the third set where Novak broke Federer's serve, the game in the fourth set where Novak broke Federer's serve for the first time, and the game in the fourth set where Novak broke Federer's serve for the second time. At the first key moment, Novak hit one big return and won 2 points by forcing Federer to hit forehands on the run. At the second key moment, Novak hit 3 big returns and won 2 points by forcing Roger to hit forehands on the run. I know Novak lost this tiebreak, but considering that he had 6 set points during this moment, I thought it was worth mentioning. At the third key moment, Novak hit 3 big returns and won 2 points by forcing Roger to hit forehands on the run. At the fourth key moment, Novak hit 4 big returns and won 1 point by forcing Roger to hit forehands on the run. And at the fifth key moment, Novak hit 3 big returns and won 1 point by forcing Roger to hit forehands on the run. This demonstrates that these two aspects got Novak the upper hand at the most important moments of the match. Finally, I want to discuss one last thing that I believe contributed to Novak's success: the ability of Novak to keep the same level and intensity throughout the match. You see, I decided to evaluate the length of the rallies, and to do so I created 3 categories: rallies with less than 4 shots, rallies between 4 and 8 shots, and rallies over 8 shots. What caught my attention is that if we merge the medium and long rallies into one category and see the percentage of points won by each player in this category, Novak's number kept increasing after every set. In the first set, Novak won 46% of his points. In the second set, Novak won 53% of his points. In the third set, Novak won 58% of his points. And in the fourth set, Novak won 50% of his points, which might seem like a decrease in performance, but the fact is that the fourth set was the set with fewer medium and long rallies. So, what this information tells me is that Novak's level of play kept increasing, while Rogers did the opposite. In fact, if you take a closer look at how Novak forced Roger to hit running forehands, you will see that in the last set, he didn't have to wait for Roger to attempt the down-the-line shot with his backhand. This happened because Roger's backhands started to land short, allowing Novak to safely hit backhands down the line that forced the error from Roger. So, after seeing all these numbers and interpretations, what can we as tennis players learn from Novak? In my opinion, Novak taught us 3 very important things that every tennis player can replicate during their matches. First is to believe in yourself no matter how hard your opponent might seem. If you go into the court focused and with the belief you can win, great things can happen. Second is to always think about your strengths and weaknesses, the strengths and weaknesses of your opponent, and how you can force your opponent to use difficult shots to beat you. And third is to keep your head in the game, to stay focused during the entire match. Novak could have easily lost his concentration after losing the second set tiebreak, considering he had 6 set points. But he didn't. He kept himself focused. I don't want to say goodbye without asking your opinion about this analysis. Do you share my opinion or do you disagree? Please let me know in the comments section. Also, I'll be releasing soon a second analysis of this match where we will take a look at the tactics Roger used, because even though he didn't get the outcome he wanted, he still executed some tactics that brought him good results during this match. So, if you don't want to miss it, subscribe to this channel and turn on the notifications. And finally, I decided to create a Facebook group for the people that want to talk about strategies, share experiences of their matches, or ask for advice. If you want to join the group, I will leave a link on the video description below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next one.